I'm not at all disappointed that it's basically done. I'm exhausted that it's still going on. I would really like for it to be done. I would really like for people to be functional in here. I would really like for the heat to work. I'm very, very, very excited for it. I just want it to be operational. We still have technically a week and a half of fall left.
I'm Ryan Summers. I'm the Vice President of Coaching Operations. The first time I've seen it actually go from idea to concept and implementation, it's really cool to see. It's a great space.
So Ryan's here because we believe that this is the in-person lab for the way that we support our clients, which makes it an RX product, which is the division that Ryan oversees from that perspective. We take that, we apply what we do here to the digital lab, which is the way that Ryan and the team over in the RX department service our clients online. We take that and we apply it to the ALP curriculum, which is where we teach coaches how to bridge the gap between fitness and healthcare and create a career doing it, because our professionals here need to be able to do that extremely well, and the staff that he oversees needs to be able to do that really well. And then finally, this is the test kitchen and the proof of concept for all of the gym owners who we support from around the world. So this really becomes now the hub of everything that we're doing that's both proven and experimental going forward.
I think as we continue to define and refine the idea of practical fitness, and when we're working with clients, our ability to restore function, the equipment that's here allows us the best ability to do something like that. It allows us to move, to breathe, to strengthen in ways that are more applicable to everyday life. So I think there's been a lot of really clear thought that's been put into these pieces of equipment around landmines, cables, even things like bikes and ski ergs and things like that, which, for the clients that we work with, they want to be able to move and run and jump and do all the fun things. So yeah, I think this is a really good mix of getting everything we need for those kinds of clients. Now there always will be maybe something we add in from time to time, and from the RX standpoint with what we do remote, it gives us a little bit more variability, but this is the best bang for our buck and the best ratio, I think.
Every piece of equipment that you choose to have when the space is limited, and we want space to be limited, creates a constraint around another piece of equipment that you really can't have. And so there is value to a lot of stuff that we don't have here. There's value to sleds, there's value to pull-up bars, there's value to rings, there's value to TRX, there's value to rowers, like you name it. If we don't have it and it's in a gym somewhere, there's value to it. We had to make the decisions about what do we want to consistently deliver to people, not only here, but as we open next location, next location, next location, what do we want to be able to duplicate so that we can be effective, provided that the coaches are providing the program design. Well, when we started, we had 4 terms, right? The first term was approachable. And I think that if we go through a tour of the facility, when you walk through the front door, it's very approachable. You feel as if you're welcome here. The second thing was that we wanted it to be understandable, which means you know where you're supposed to be to do all of the things that you're supposed to do. And we've nailed that also, I believe, all the way down to each of the TVs represents an autonomous station. The lighting that you're seeing across the middle of the room represents where you walk. The tile represents where you wear the shoes from outside, and the rubber represents where you wear the shoes that you brought with you. We wanted it to be functional, which means we needed the equipment, the layout, all of that kind of stuff. Despite it being beautiful, it needed to work. It can't just be a dainty, posh, this is a pretty place to look at. It has to be able to give somebody a really solid workout that gets the results that they need. And then finally, it needed to be distinct. And I've never seen anything that looks like this. So I think we nailed our 4 key terms for design. What's next is getting that banner off the front, securing a certificate of occupancy, and starting to let people in town know that we're open. We've already started to release the LB Locals podcast, which is a podcast that we set up for local businesses to be able to just talk about what they're doing, because nobody else is shining a light on anyone else in town, and we believe that as all the businesses in town rise, all the businesses in town rise. It's getting our clients in here and having them experience something they've never seen before, something that they've never had the opportunity to partake in before. And fulfilling the mission.
Cool. Fancy. Fancy. Fancy.